Let's talk about 5 dislikes I have for the new Tesla Model 3. Now, these are, well, a few of them are really pretty picky and a couple are probably pretty personal. But nonetheless, I like to give my impressions of any new vehicle I get. And here are 5 dislikes that I have. Number 1, hubcaps. We have hubcaps. I thought the days of hubcaps were over. And yeah, I was well aware that the Tesla comes with hubcaps. It wasn't surprising to me. And I must say, what we have on the car now, as standard anyway, is much better looking than what they used to have from pictures and other vehicles that I've seen. And there are some options out there to change them out to other styles, if you will, which I probably am going to do. These, I mean, they're not horrible. At least they're black. You know, I will give credit to Tesla for not putting some giant, massive chrome concoction on there. That would be much, much worse. But these, they're hubcaps. I thought hubcaps went out in like the 80s. I don't know. Number 2, window water. This is a big pet peeve of mine. I've washed the car a couple of times. It's been in the rain a couple of times. And when you get home and get out, or anytime you open the doors actually, they go down a little bit. They automatically slide down about yay far, something like that. And when that happens, it gets water right about the same distance on the bottom of the window. So when you shut the door, the window goes up and there's this smattering of water across the window, which of course when it dries, you have water spots all along the bottom of the window. And if you happen to have other people with you, you've got water spots here and water spots there and water spots on the other side. Like I said, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, you know, when you spend the time, and I hate washing vehicles, but when you spend the time doing it, and then you pull it back into the garage to keep it nice and clean, you get out, and if you forget, it's going to dry and you're going to have spots there. Kind of drives me nuts a little bit, right? Next up, the door handles. This one, you know, I'm kind of torn on. I mean, I know why they do it this way. Obviously, it's for aerodynamics. I mean, you don't want door handles sticking out catching wind, right? But I know on the Model S, it's done a little bit differently, at least the older ones anyway. When you open the car or walk up to get in or whatever, the door handle kind of pops out and then you open it, right? So you have something to grab. On this one, you have to push in on the fat part and then grab the other side and pull it open. Now, to Tesla's credit, it does actually electronically release so that the door pops out a little bit, but nonetheless, it's awkward, I think, when you have to push this in and then grab this out. I mean, you could use 2 hands to do it, I guess, but should you really have to for a door pull? And the other problem I have with it goes back to keeping the car clean again. Obviously, when you're touching all these surfaces, you'll leave fingerprints everywhere. I've noticed a couple of times when I've washed the car that I see fingerprints all around the door area, either on the pull itself or around the edges where I guess I missed when I first grabbed the handle. I wish it was more like the S, or at least the older S's, where this unit kind of popped out. And then you could just grab it and open as opposed to pushing in. I don't think that's a step forward. I think if anything, it's probably a step sideways. Might be another one of those kind of pet peevey kind of things of mine, but it is a dislike for me. This next one is not so much a pet peeve. I found an imperfection in the paint. In the right light, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but right here on the hood, there is like a, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a glob or a run. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it was done in manufacturing. I don't think the car has been repainted or anything, but you might be able to pick it out. I don't know, but it's relatively big. It's about the size of, I don't know, a couple of silver dollars in total circumference, I guess. But you can definitely see it there. It's like there's a spot in the middle. Again, it's right there. I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice, but I always seem to catch it in the light. And you know how it goes, right? When you know something is there, you can't help but unsee it. And that's the way it is for me. Now, every time I'm out looking at the car, I'm looking for that spot in the light. And it's really not that difficult to see when you look around, right? Last up, and this probably falls into the pet peeve category again, it's where they put the charging port. The charging port on this car, and I assume every new Model 3, is right here. This opens up, of course, and below it is the plug. It's on the driver's side. Now, for me, the car is parked on this side of the garage, on the right side of the garage when you're looking in. That's where the plug and everything is. I had it put there intentionally, obviously, because the charging port, or the car rather, is parked on this side of the garage. Now, what that means is I got to drape the cord halfway across my garage, literally, over to the charging port. Now, again, the car is parked on that side of the garage, not where it is right now. It is kind of a pet peeve thing, and I guess it's half a dozen to one and the other, whatever, because some people may park on the left side of their garage, and you can't please everybody, right? I understand that. This is definitely a pet peeve thing for me, but it would be much more convenient if the charge port was on the passenger side of the car so that I could just simply come right off the wall. I wouldn't even have to pull it all the way off of the holder I have, which, by the way, I picked this up. I think it was over on Amazon. I did have kind of a hose thing up there to hold the cord, but it's metal. And I thought, you know, the last thing I want to do is dig into the cord. This is what I had up there before. I mean, it worked just fine, but I could see over time with it wearing and then potentially scraping into the cord on the plug. Obviously, with 220 volts, 30 amps, whatever, you don't want that, right? So I went with the plastic one. It does come with this little feature. You can actually stick the cord inside if you want to for storage. That would come in handy for me if I had mounted it lower, but unfortunately my wall is concrete and I tried to drill through. That was a big fail. I did plug these, by the way. So I ended up mounting it a little bit higher where there's actually some drywall to mount to. Anyway, it does come in handy. I love having it up there. That's it. Those are 5 dislikes. Granted, probably 4 of them are more pet peeve-y, personal kind of things that I dislike about the new Tesla. However, let me just state overall, I love the car. It is awesome. Those are nitpicky little things, certainly nothing that makes me regret buying the car or anything, for sure. Leave a comment, let me know whether you've got a Tesla or not. What are some things you don't like about it? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.